Stakeholders and development advocates have reiterated the need for a robust structural framework to drive sustainable development across the continent as Africa Intercontinental Network hosted its Africa Intercontinental and Global Awards in Abuja. The gathering, which honored outstanding contributors to Africa's growth, also served as a platform to advance conversations on strategic models for the continent's economic transformation. National Coordinator of Africa Intercontinental Network, Ambassador Precious Osagie, said Africa's greatness will depend on the collective mindset of its people, stressing that the continent must embrace bold thinking to unlock its full potentials. He noted while the event celebrated personal achievements, its deeper purpose was to recognize impact and inspire shifts towards visionary development approaches. The Managing Director and CEO of YSG Limited, Oluwayemisi Joluwe, commended the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his resilience in strengthening the agricultural sector. She said agriculture remains a critical pillar of Africa's sustainable development structure, calling for continued policy support to enhance food security and rural empowerment.
We are coming up seriously, especially we have to give it to our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His Excellency is doing excellently. In fact, I don't even know the word to use to qualify him. He's doing greatly in this nation presently. He's calling back all the youth, encouraging everyone to be on board so that we can live and survive without going out to eat. Because if we can produce what we have here, we are going to be enslaved to other countries. So he's really working on agriculture in Nigeria. So I really respect him for that.
So what opportunities now are there for the young?
There are a lot of opportunities. When it comes to mechanization, all the governors subsidize mechanization for us, for the youth. In fact, for anyone that is practicing agric, there is mechanization. They give crops, they give seed for us to plant. They give, as at last year, we're given fertilizer, seed, and they subsidize for us also. So there are a lot of support from the government. So it's by focusing more on it and for them financing agriculture. We need serious finance. Clearing the bush, deforesting and afforesting, because we cannot just deforest without afforestating. So we need both on board to balance it all. Finance is essential to do all this.
So yeah, the team Build Up Africa came up as a reason of the fact that we have an initiative called Build Up Africa for Technology and Empowerment. And this initiative is focused on empowering people technologically. Now, if we say Africa is the emerging market, there is no status that emerge without knowledge. And knowledge goes hand in hand with technology. For you to be informed, you need to be in the know. So what we are trying to do is to empower people technologically, bring the high and low together, bridging the gap, creating a sustainable platform for economic growth and development, thereby having a structural framework that can help us attain these goals. Our major goal is to create a sustainable platform for economic growth and development, and also empower people technologically.
As you have said, what we can do for Nigeria or Africa. First of all, my own opinion is that we should stop depending on others and we should start manufacturing each and everything in Nigeria, or whether it's in the continent. For the whole continent, I am saying that we should start producing or manufacturing each and everything over here, so that we have enough forex reserve also, and we are not dependent on other countries.
African Vice Chancellor of Eastern Global University in Texas, Professor Okeke Ndubisi, stressed that Africa cannot achieve economic sustainability without a peaceful environment. He called for intercontinental peace building and intercontinental security collaboration among African states to enable structural development and attract long-term investment. While the Chancellor of Eastern Global University, Professor Theophilus Uga, highlighted key components of the Sustainable Development Goals that align with Africa's quest for a stronger structural framework, noting that education, health, innovation and infrastructure, as well as effective institutions remain pivotal to achieving sustainable growth.
Africa should come up as one indivisible entity. They hold, a special, they can form a kind of special committee on security, inter-border or inter-country patrols and what have you, to checkmate the activities of these bandits and hoodlums that are causing, mayhem in the country, kidnapping people, requesting for ransom and what have you. All it needs is for all the countries to synergize. Yeah, we had the African Union. They should make it mandatory. Have a kind of pact, an agreement between all the heads of states of any of these countries. We come together, form a strong security network covering entire Africa. While each country too should equally come up with, a kind of template, just like we're talking about Africa. They come up with another template, to emulate what is, like the suggestion I've given about African countries under AU auspices. You understand? So that way we can forge a good alliance that will make our borders, less porous.
Thank you so much.
And then encourage people, like our security personnel, encourage them. Motivation does a lot of magic. Good pay, good everything. Look at how the soldiers who are losing at the battlefront with the bandits and what have you. So we need to motivate them intrinsically and intrinsically. Motivation, does a lot of magic. When someone is motivated, it will do a lot. So we need to increase their pay, social conditions, social welfare services and what have you. That will make them, to be ready to die for their fatherland.
Poverty reduction at a scale will largely be won or lost in Africa. So with the rate Africa is growing, once poverty is reduced, and poverty has to, like we heard today, is tied to security, is tied to climate change. So with the rate Africa is growing, the battle for SDG 1 can be won or lost in Africa. Then SDG 2 talks about zero hunger, that there should be zero hunger across the world. What is the strategic role Africa can play? Turning Africa into a net regional food exporter. Now, we are even, it's a shame, with all the lands, agricultural lands, water and everything we have, Africa is still importing some food. We are supposed to be feeding the world. So SDG 2 that says about zero hunger is very, very important. So export to the world, grain markets and buffers, and then it will take effect of climate shocks in other parts of the world.